Hello friends, welcome to the session on data structures. In this session, we'll be discussing about one of the important programming technique called as the recursion. In this session, we will see what we mean by recursion and how recursion can be used to solve the problem of factorial of a number and generation of the Fibonacci series. We will write the algorithm and corresponding C program by using the technique called as recursion. Friends, as you know that you are viewing this session on my YouTube channel, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to see many videos on various topics of the subjects of electronics and computer science. So let us start the session with the question what we mean by recursion in data structure. There are certain problems, and whenever we go for finding the solution of these problems, then we will find that the solution of such problems will depend upon the smaller instances of the same problem. Say for example, whenever you have been asked to compute the factorial of a number 5, then we know that the factorial of a number 5 can be computed by using the factorial of a number 4. So we can define 5 factorial is just nothing but 5 into 4 factorial. Now, whenever we want to compute the 4 factorial, then the 4 factorial itself can be computed by using the 3 factorial, because 4 factorial is just nothing but 4 into 3 factorial. And in this way, we can go on so that we can obtain the solution for determination of a factorial of a number. That is, whenever we attempt to solve such type of the problem, then actually what we are doing is that we are making the use of the technique called as the recursion. So as shown in this window, suppose we want to compute the factorial of a 5, then it is defined as 5 into factorial of 4. But factorial of 4 can be determined by using 4 into factorial of 3. Factorial of 3 can be computed by using 3 into factorial of 2. Factorial of 2 can be computed by using 2 into factorial of 1. And we know that factorial of 1 is 1, and therefore ultimately when we compute 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, then we will get the result of factorial of 5. So recursion, you can say, is a technique in which we use a function or a procedure, and the function or a procedure will call to itself in order to find the solution. So whenever we define any procedure or whenever we define any function, then in the definition of the function itself, again we will call the same function, and this technique is being called as a recursion. Now there are chances that the recursive function may go into infinite loop, because since you are calling a function in the definition of the same function, therefore there are chances that the function may go into the infinite loop, and this situation must be avoided. So it can be avoided by using some base criteria or condition, so that that condition will stop the recursion. Also, whenever we make the recursive calls, then during the recursive calls, the process must be in a such a way that we should come closer to the base condition. Say for example, whenever we are computing the factorial of 5, the base condition can be factorial of 1 is equal to 1. And therefore, every time in the recursive call, we should come closer to this base condition of factorial of 1 is equal to 1. And if this is achieved, then we can avoid the infinite loop. Recursion, as far as its implementation is concerned, you will find that it is possible that we can implement the recursion by using the stack. We know that stack is a data structure, and it can hold all the information which is being required during the recursion process. So during the recursion process, the computer need to hold a lot of information, and such holding of the information can be achieved by using the stack memory. As far as the recursion is concerned, there are different types of recursion. Say, for example, we can have a linear recursion or a single recursion. We can have a binary recursion. That is, we can call the same function twice, or even it is possible that you can call the same function multiple times. And such recursion is being called as a multiple recursion. Now let us understand the use of the recursion in determination of the factorial of a number. Now we know that the factorial of a number can be obtained by making the repetitive multiplication up to that number. So we know that the factorial of 0 is equal to 1, and we can define the factorial of n is equal to n into factorial of n minus 1. So we can easily write the algorithm for the computation of the factorial of a number. Now initially we will check whether n is equal to 0, and if it is 0, then we will return the value of the factorial equal to 1. Else otherwise what we will do is that we will write factorial is equal to n multiplied by factorial of n minus 1. So observe that here we are defining the function factorial, and in the definition of the function factorial itself, we are making the use of the factorial function. We are making a call to the factorial function, that is to the same function, and therefore this technique can be called as a recursion. So this is a function which is written by using recursion. Now, as far as complexity of this algorithm is concerned, you will find that the complexity of this algorithm is of the order of n. Factorial numbers are very important because you will find that factorial numbers are required in the study of mathematics, as well as whenever we try to find out the solution in the probability theory or in number theory, then you will find that for such problem we need to make use of the factorial numbers, because factorial numbers will give us the all possible ways to obtain the solutions. Now let us write down a simple C program by using recursion so that we can determine the factorial of a number. Initially, we will include the standard input output header file. We will declare a function fact, which is a factorial number, and of which one argument is integer n. In the main function, we will ask the user to enter a positive number. We will read that number by using scanf function. And then what we will do is that we will call this function fact, and the value written by the function will be printed on the screen. Finally, we will return 0 to the main function. Now in the definition of the factorial function, we will check if the value of n is greater than or equal to n. If it is, then we will multiply n by the same function fact n minus 1. Otherwise, we will return 1. So whenever we execute this function by using any online C compiler, then initially the message will be printed on the screen. Enter a positive integer. Suppose we have entered the number 5. Then you will get the result factorial of 5 is equal to 120. Now let us understand another problem. This problem is being called as a Fibonacci series, and here also we can make the use of the recursion technique. Fibonacci series, you can say, is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the preceding two numbers, and the first two starting numbers are 0 and 1. So in Fibonacci series, the first number is 0, the second number is 1, and then thereafter each number is the sum of the preceding two numbers. That is, fn is equal to fn minus 1 plus fn minus 2. So Fibonacci sequence can be of this form. The first number is 0, second number is 1. Then the third number is 0 plus 1, that is 1. Fourth number is 1 plus 2, 1 plus 1, that is 2. Then 2 plus 1, that is 3. Then 2 plus 3, that is 5. 5 plus 3, that is 8. Then 8 plus 5, 13. And in this way, we can generate the infinite Fibonacci numbers. So we can easily write down the algorithm for the generation of the Fibonacci numbers. Suppose this is the Fibonacci function, FIBO. Now initially we will check if n is less than or equal to n 1. If n is less than or equal to 1, then the value of the n itself is the Fibonacci number. Else otherwise, what we will do, we will call the same function Fibonacci n minus 1 plus Fibonacci n minus 2. That is, we will add the earlier two numbers to generate the next number in the Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series is also very important as far as the study of mathematics and computer science is concerned, because it is possible that we can make the use of the Fibonacci series in several algorithms, particularly when we write the algorithms for parallel and distributed systems. Then in such a case, we need to make the use of the Fibonacci series. Now let us write down the C program for the generation of the Fibonacci series. Initially, we have declared this Fibonacci function FIB. We will check if the value of n is less than or equal to 1. In that case, we will return 1. Otherwise, we will return FIB n minus 1 plus FIB n minus 2. That is, we are calling the same function. And therefore, we can say that the recursion is being employed. And in the main function, what we will do is that we will assign the value of n is equal to 9. That is, we are generating up to 9 terms, the Fibonacci series. And then we are making the use of the for loop. And every time in the for loop, we are calling the same function Fibonacci so that the Fibonacci number will be printed. So whenever we type this program by using any online C compiler, and when we execute it, then you will find that at the output, the Fibonacci series will be generated, such as 0, 1, 1, 2, then 3, then 5, then 8, 13, and 21. So 9 terms of the Fibonacci series are generated at the output of this program. So thank you, friends. Hopefully you have understood what we mean by recursion and how the problems of factorial number and the generation of the Fibonacci series can be attempted by making the use of recursion technique. Thank you all for viewing the session.